don't even.
The only reason um, if slavery affect black people today, the only reason it affect black people today is because black people let it affect them. Like slavery don't affect me at all. 1%, not 1% do slavery affect me. Like a lot of black people just go around. The black people that think that way, they're actually still slaves. All right, so I saw this clip on YouTube from the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, and the title of it was or the title of it is "Caller brings all the black out of Jesse." So I don't know what that is. And the thumbnail was also pretty funny. I don't know what that is, but I wanted to check it out. Today I'm smoking the Oliva Series O cigar. So any of cigar smokers, leave in the comments what cigar you like, and I might try it. I just got into cigars a couple months ago. I really nothing better than a cigar in the morning with coffee. All right, let's get in the video.
Let me go.
Oh. All right.
Go to Atticus out of Dallas, Texas.
Atticus.
Atticus, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yes, Jesse. I want to speak to you regarding this affirmative action thing.
Okay.
You speak of?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when it comes to affirmative action, you say that blacks are not qualified.
Right.
That they only get into these schools because they're not. Are you saying they're not intelligent enough to get into school?
Right.
On their own merit?
Yes.
That's what you say.
Yes.
Well, how you gonna know if black people is intelligent or not if they have to fit a quota and give special treatment to black people? You'll never know if they're smart enough or not. Most likely they're not if they need a like a handout or special treatment.
Right.
On their own merit?
Yes.
That's what you say.
Yes.
Okay. So in the beginning, when these
Yes.
schools, are you saying this just now or since the beginning when these schools started, such as Princeton? Do you realize that there were black people that attended Princeton and actually graduated from Princeton before nowadays? Do you realize that?
Are you saying they got in before affirmative action existed?
Yeah, they got in before affirmative action existed.
Because back in those days, Atticus, black people were noble people. They worked hard. They got married. They set good example. They bought land, and they didn't blame anyone for anything. They were able to overcome. But since the civil rights movement, blacks have not developed. They look to.
Yeah. I've been listening to a book by Booker T. Washington called Up from Slavery. And he talked about how after slavery, the black people back then, right, he advocated for like, even like with his school. I was listening to it yesterday. Even with his school, he, one second. Jesus. Even with his school, he advocated for black people to work hard and build like the school themselves so that they'll know how to do it.
The so-called black leaders to tell them how to think and what to do. They rely on the government to provide for them. The men are like black women in that they are emotional. They live in their imagination. They are angry. They become like their mamas, mothers, and so they are not capable today of doing it on their own. That's why they fight for reparations and affirmative action, and they try to take for the white man. Black people today is not the same people that they were prior to the civil rights movement.
Okay. I see that you're good at making all these assertions regarding black people, but you exclude yourself. You know, none of these things that you say regarding black people, you don't include yourself in those, though.
And
right?
you know why, right?
No, I don't know why.
Because I'm
Because
not.
you
I'm
think
not.
that you somewhat above, the average black person.
Yes.
Is that why?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, I think any black person that's take responsibility for what they do. Don't blame the white man for everything that go wrong in their lives. Encourage the family and not this gang culture that black people encourage today, or a lot of them. I think anybody that does them kind of things are above the average black person. I don't even know if it's the average. I don't know exactly like how it break down, but it's a very loud subsection of the black community that I think people look at as the average. I don't know if that's true or not, but I would think that I know most black people blame racism and all this stuff for their problems. I would bet money on that. But as far as promoting the gang culture and stuff, I don't know if most black people promote that, because I think they vote the same way, so I don't know. They vote the way to keep their communities the way they are. So I don't know.
Because I don't believe that the white man or anyone is superior to me. I believe that if I put the effort into it with a good attitude, there's nothing that I cannot do. I treat all people the same because I understand the battle is a spiritual battle, has nothing to do with color. And so I treat all people the same. And I have faith in God that all is well.
You don't treat all people the same, Jason.
Yes, I do.
You don't at all. Okay.
Why you say I don't? What do you mean? Give me an example of not treating all people the same.
Let me give you this example. Now, you say that black people feel inferior.
Yes.
But when you say that blacks are not smart enough to get into schools, and they're taking the place of whites and Asians and all this and that, you're saying that black people are inferior.
Right.
They're not as intelligent.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Black people have less intelligence than any other people?
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
But
may I tell you why? You. Am I wrong?
So now, let me ask you this. So does that include you?
No.
Are you less intelligent?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think black people as a whole have less intelligence than everybody else. I think black people, I would say black people are more brainwashed. Well, I don't know, because you got the white Antifas out there too. See, I don't like grouping whole races of people together. I think that's not productive, and I don't like grouping whole groups of people together. But it's definitely a large majority of black people or a large portion of black people, and I would say the majority of black people is brainwashed. But I don't like putting everybody in one group, or like saying, and he do always say not all, but most. But when you say right there, black people are less intelligent, I don't agree with that.
Ask you this. So does that include you?
No.
Are you less intelligent?
No, I'm black and slow, but not that black and slow.
You black and you the slowest, Jesse. You really are. You the slowest.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I want to respond to what you said, and then I'll let you respond some more. I'm not going to hang up. If blacks didn't think that white people were superior to them, or if they felt that they could do it on their own, if they believe that, would they be begging for reparations and affirmative action?
No.
Who, you asking me that?
No, I'm asking the moon.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my. That no, I'm asking the moon.
Affirmative action.
Who, you asking me that?
No, I'm asking the moon.
Yeah, that's the thing that you always try to create these hypotheticals.
No, I'm asking you.
Right.
It's not a hypothetical. You know? If they believe that they are as smart as the white man, would they be fighting for affirmative action and reparations? Yes or no?
If it was a fifth, you and I would be drunk.
No, if the fraud didn't have a glass ass, he wouldn't have broken when he jumped either.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
Why can't you answer that?
The frog got a glass ass.
Yeah. So why are we talking about?
Why can't you answer that?
Yeah, because you trying to make up a question to only make you right.
No, I'm asking if black people
to
believe
only
that
make
they can
you
do
a
it.
Scenario.
If black people believe they can do it on their own, would they be begging for reparation or affirmative action?
Okay.
Can you say?
Okay. Let me ask you this.
Hold on, Atticus. I want to go quickly back to Atticus out of Dallas, Texas. And I made the point that black, not all, but most, not all, but most black
not
people
all, but most.
That white people are superior to them. And the proof is in the pudding. In the last 70 years, at least since the civil rights movement and all that, most, not all black people have been focused on white people. They have been begging and blaming and not building but destroying. They have been begging for affirmative action and reparations because they want to get into the white schools. And unfortunately, a lot of the white schools, Princeton and others, have allowed them to get in without having to earn it, UCLA and others. And they have pushed aside white kids and Asian and Hispanic kids to let the blacks in because, slavery. And none of these blacks know anything about slavery, right? Affirmative action, Jim Crow. They don't even.
The only reason if slavery affect black people today, the only reason it affect black people today is because black people let it affect them. Like slavery don't affect me at all. 1%, not 1% do slavery affect me. Like a lot of black people just go around. The black people that think that way, they're actually still slaves. They're just they still on a plantation. They still on a their minds are still slaves to this idea, this victimhood mentality. But if you don't like I was never a slave. Nobody I know was never a slave. Nobody I know ever owned slaves. So why is this still a problem today?
Right? Affirmative action, Jim Crow. They don't even know the truth about Jim Crow. Systemic racism, police brutality. So the black, even the males too, they're begging. The males are begging like women.
Betas.
Men don't normally beg and blame. They normally overcome the issue. They deal with it. Go right to it and deal with it. But the black men are just like their mothers, just like the women, they're begging and blaming. And they're not qualified to get into these schools. They're only there because of their skin color. And affirmative action and now reparation is the proof of that. Atticus is trying to disagree with me on this. And so I had to hold him over. I didn't have to, but I held him over from the last hour to finish that conversation. Atticus, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
So if the blacks if the blacks don't believe that white people are superior to them and they believe they can do it themselves, why are they begging for affirmative action and reparations?
Nobody's begging for affirmative action or reparations.
Yes,
When it
they
comes
are.
to affirmative action, that was put in place because before blacks were not admitted to these schools. Even when it came to Princeton, the first person that went to Princeton that was black that showed up once they realized he was admitted. But the first person, once they realized he was black when he showed up, they put him out. And when it comes to reparations, you know, me personally, I think that for the stigma of what black people have to endure, because we're forever with people like you perpetuating the nonsense that black people hate white people, black people hate, this, they hate that. You put more into divide.
A lot of black people do hate white people. Like I know an individual that literally outright just says he hate white people because they're white. But it's completely acceptable today in today's mainstream to say that. That's what I call black supremacy. When you can outright say you hate a whole race and nothing happened to you. Or call for the extermination of a race and go viral on TikTok for it. That's what I call black supremacy.
Races than actually uniting.
And am I doing that by
not,
speaking the truth?
Not black supremacy, black privilege. Sorry, I got my terms mixed up. Black privilege.
Of what's really happening? Am I divided by really pointing out what's going on?
Jesse, you are a ridiculous person.
Answer that question first before you go to the attacks. Am I divided by pointing out what's really going on? Are you saying that I'm dividing in that way?
It's only going on in your mind.
So affirmative action is not real?
Jesse, when it comes to
answer that first. Atticus, I'm allowing you to speak.
Yeah.
So are you saying that affirmative action is not real?
It's real and it's necessary.
Okay, are you saying that? Hold on. Atticus,
I thought we were having a conversation.
I'll let you speak now. Atticus, I'll let you speak now.
Let's have a conversation.
I'm about to put you on hold if you don't shut up. So listen.
You tell anybody to shut up. I'm not your bitch. Nigga.
You act like my bitch.
Damn. That you act like my bitch.
I'm about to put you on hold if you don't shut up. So listen.
You tell anybody to shut up. I'm not your bitch. Nigga.
You act like my bitch.
No, you act like a bitch.
You act like my bitch. You're complaining.
No. See, that's where you're wrong. You have
Atticus,
more female
come back.
Average woman,
Atticus, come back.
No,
so are you saying affirmative action is not real?
Did you not hear me? You got the ears the size of a satellite.
What did you
Why
say?
Can't you hear? I already answered that question.
What was your answer?
When people talk to you. See, there we go.
I'm going to ask you one more time. What was your answer? What was your answer?
It was as big as a satellite, and I told you.
Atticus, what was your answer?
Did you just hear me say yes?
Goodbye. I appreciate your call. You're refusing to discuss the truth. Beta!
Hang yourself, nigga.
Beta! See how violent he is?
Beta!
Violent. Because they can't handle the truth. Affirmative action is real. Black people have been begging and making white people give them affirmative action. Now they're begging and trying to make them give reparation. And then they try to make the white people let them into their businesses without earning their way. That's a weakness. And he mentioned some black guy was thrown out of Princeton when they found out that he was black or something. And if somebody, My grandparents always told me if you're not welcome in someone else's home, you wish them well. And you go and build your own home. They have a right not to want you there if they don't want you there. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not racism. That's not anything, but they don't want you at their house. Go build your own house. That's what the Jews did. When the Jews went through those thing with, what they call that thing?
Holocaust.
Yeah, the Holocaust. They built their own, everywhere they go, they build. And they take over. They ain't begging. They ain't blaming. Why don't black people do the same thing?
Because black people are so caught up in racism. They're so caught up in, I'm a victim. I'm this, I'm that. The man is holding me down. And the only solution that these people ask for is the government to give them things, and for people to treat them like they're like they're just incompetent little freaking, treat black people with baby hands, like swaddle black people. That's the only thing that they advocate for. I never hear a lot of, so I hear some of them, but for the majority, I never hear these people talking about like self-responsibility, building your own stuff. If you don't want to work for somebody, start your own company. But yeah, I never hear them talk about that stuff. All they talk about is government handouts, and just wanting everybody to give them stuff. And that's why they'll never get better in this country unless they start taking responsibility for themselves.
Why don't black people do the same thing? If the white man can do it, you can do it. Black people used to know that. They knew that at one time, but they forgot when they gave their lives over to the black civil rights leader. Now, you heard this guy, Atticus, begging like a woman. And you mad at me because I won't go along with it. I ain't going along with that crap. I was trained differently. I had better examples than that in my life. Ain't no way in the hell I'm going down that road. I'm living in the greatest country in the world and have the greatest constitution in the world, and they're trying to change it.
Yeah, they're trying to destroy it.
Change the Constitution. They're tearing down the statues and the monuments and the flags. Like that gonna make black people better. They're only making them worse.
I know. If
hold
on, this video is already long, so I don't care. If that is definitely not going to make black people better. That's like a toddler throwing a tantrum and then you give them what they want. Like that doesn't make it better. You need to tell black people the truth. Tell them to get out of this victimhood mentality and always worried about racism. You don't accommodate and bow down to toddlers. This is basically what these black people are. They're spoiled toddlers. I see them as. Right, you don't if a toddler's throwing a tantrum, you don't just give the toddler what they want. And that's what these people are doing. They're tearing down everything Western. The good book on that is Douglas Murray book, The War on the West. That is a great book. I listened to that book like 3 times. That's a great book. You talk about this stuff. But yeah, you don't appease these people. You tell them the truth. You tell them if they don't like it here, they can leave. That's what I tell them.
And white males too, but white males are scared of following fat, black, radical
lesbians.
I'm outdone with that. Radical lesbians. I never else. And white males too, but white males are scared of following fat, black, radical
lesbians.
I'm outdone with that. I can hear my grandmother now. Lord have mercy. What didn't happen? I never thought I'd see a male follow a woman, period, but especially a black lesbian. What who say that they're Marxists, who hate God, who hate the family, their nuclear family. They rather have a
hell, maybe
Lesbian
spit my
so-called
coffee out.
family and pretend it's a family. Anyway, it's a spiritual battle, folks. Really. A warfare between good and evil. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet.
All right, that was the video. That was hilarious. That guy was definitely acting like his bitch. Right? He definitely was acting like his bitch. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, I'll see you in my next one. And also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I always forget to say that, but like, comment, subscribe. Put your comments below. Tell me what you think of the video. If that guy was acting like a bitch, put a B in the comments. All right, till next time. See you.